everybody, and welcome back to our continuing live coverage of Call of Duty XP. Now, you saw the keynote earlier, and we are just going to keep the fun rolling even more with a demo of Modern Warfare 3, courtesy of our friend Robert Bowling from Infinity Ward, who's here to join us right now. Robert, thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
How's the show going so far? I know you guys made some big announcements a couple hours ago.
Yeah, no, it is insane, as I like to say about XP. It's been fantastic. I mean, going out on stage and revealing everything for the first time to this crowd, to super hardcore Call of Duty players, was phenomenal. I mean, to hear the guys cheer about stuff like taking out Last Stand, taking out One Man Army, the stuff that matters to players like us, it was awesome.
All right, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
So we've actually got some video of the game, if we can go ahead and get started on rolling that, if possible. So yeah, while we're on the subject of sort of like fan feedback, I know you're very deeply involved with the community.
I am, yeah.
I imagine that played a pretty big role in the development of Modern Warfare 3, right?
Yeah, it plays an essential role. I mean, we are reading everything that comes in. I get hundreds and hundreds of messages on Twitter every day. I'm reading every single one of them. We're looking at what people are saying on the forums. What our fans think of the game plays into every aspect of how we develop the game. I mean, you will see things in the multiplayer footage that I know people on Twitter right now will be like, I sent him that 6 months ago. I ran into a guy in the bathroom who was like, hey, I see that you put Delta Force kill streak in the Spec Ops Survival. I sent you that, like, whatever. And I'm like, he's like, how probable is that was actually my idea? I was like, it's very probable. I mean, stuff like, you don't see it here yet, because so right now he's calling it a Predator missile. But like things like the ability to scroll through your stacked kill streaks is something that came directly from fan feedback out of Modern Warfare 2. Because when people had multiple kill streaks unlocked, they wanted the ability to choose which one they call in first.
Right.
So we've incorporated that into the game. You'll also notice in the lower right-hand corner when the HUD's up, that you actually see your points as you get points to the next point streak. You actually see them as they unlock. So at a glance, you can easily see how close you are to your next point streak, which is, again, something that came in from community feedback and something they wanted to see. Like, so you see it on the right-hand side, we have a little ticker counter, and then the 3 icons of what kill streaks you have selected.
Now, you guys made a pretty significant change with these strike packages.
Yeah.
How did this idea come about?
Well, strike packages is the complete revamp of the kill streak system, because in Modern Warfare 2, it became pretty obvious that the kill streak system was entirely catered around high or good kill-death ratio, completely ignoring guys like me who are good at the game, but I play Domination. I play Search and Destroy. I'm not getting a great kill-death ratio because I'm dying all the time trying to cap the point, which is what you're supposed to do in Domination. So we wanted to make it where you got to choose to be rewarded for your play style, not try to force you to be a kill-death ratio guy. Because there are guys who are good at that and they have rewards for that, but now we want to take that experience and expand it to all types of game types. Because, I mean, Team Deathmatch is by far the most popular game type, but there's hardcore Domination players, there's hardcore Capture the Flag players, and they should be rewarded and incentivized for playing team games just as much as everyone else.
Now, actually, just to take a look, what's this map that we had going right here?
This one is Arkaden. It's like a mall in Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, so this takes place in Germany. It's like a retail center. This is one of my favorite maps, actually, because it has a lot of really cool routes, vertical routes.
I noticed that when I was playing yesterday, there's this one little area that looks like a tiny little IKEA with furniture and stuff like that.
Furniture store.
Yeah, a little furniture store.
Yeah, whenever you're playing MP, you just naturally come up with names for areas. That one to me is furniture store, because it's like you instantly know where I'm talking about. So you see here, he actually has a different reticle on his red dot, opposed to just a red dot. That's one of the things that, because you can level up your weapon now, just like you can your character. And when you level up each weapon individually, you unlock new attachments, new camos, weapons proficiencies. And another thing that you do, which we didn't even talk about on stage, was you can actually unlock new reticles that you can customize.
Nice. So those weapon proficiencies that you mentioned before, that's sort of a new feature, right? The weapon leveling system?
Yeah, so you level up your weapon, and weapon proficiency is all about going back to that gun-on-gun combat. Because Modern Warfare 2 is very much focused on the kill streak. We still have a lot of point streaks in Modern Warfare 3. We still have air support, but the balance of them has completely changed.
Yeah.
So they're not as dominating as they was before. You have so many tools for taking them out. The balance between the gun-on-gun gameplay and the air support is so much different. Yeah, you have a lot of cool things you can call in, but in reality, your gun and your ability to use it is what we focused on.
Right.
And the air support is being used as support. Sometimes it's getting your kills, but it's not your replacement to being a good player by any means. And adding in weapon proficiencies just takes that gun-on-gun combat even further, because now you can specialize in your weapon even further by adding attributes to it like less kick, or less flinch, or less sway, or the ability to hold your breath with assault rifles, which is brand new. And what I will do is I will actually say I'm using the ACR. I might use the ACR in Team Deathmatch and Search and Destroy, but in those two game types, I want the ACR to react differently, because in Team Deathmatch, I'm focused on accuracy. So I'm looking at the weapon proficiencies that give me better accuracy, where in Search and Destroy, I'm actually focused on speed far more than I am accuracy. So in the same weapon, I can have two different play styles with it. And that's what I love about
They love it too.
As, I can customize my play style even more than I ever could before.
It's kind of like that. Is it the Marines? This is my gun. There are others like it, but you know,
exactly.
Fostering that sort of love affair with a particular model that you just sort of roll with constantly.
So you just picked up a ballistic vest, which is a brand new thing for Modern Warfare 3 as part of the support package, and it's that thing that allows you to not only become a better player, but allow your team to have become better as a whole. Like, I'll actually use ballistic vest when we're playing Domination. I'll call it in, I'll throw it out to the guy I know who's going to go in and try to cap the point, allowing him to have a better chance of survival, rather than worrying about me, because if I'm going to be defending, I don't need the ballistic vest. He's the one who's going to need it.
Now, when you unveil a feature like the support strike package, are you worried about any sort of backlash from the real hardcore, skilled Call of Duty players who just want it to be all about them?
No, because Modern Warfare 3 is about balancing that out and allowing you to customize the experience. So this is allowing you to have multiple styles of play.
Right.
And that is good for the skilled player, because now he has different tactics that he has to encounter and overcome. And that's the fun, because being a good player isn't fun. It's being a good player and coming up against new challenges that's fun.
Yeah. It's
the challenge that makes the game rewarding more than anything.
Yeah. And in fact, the skilled guy only benefits from the other guy who's not so good at the game, who isn't going to earn like the Predator strike, but will earn like the ballistic vest drop. So it's sort of like in a super hardcore player's advantage.
Yeah, because that guy no longer is like just trying to get helicopters and things like that.
So here, this is, I believe, the Resistance map. Is that right?
Yeah, this is Resistance map. It's there's a lot of really tight routes. It takes place in Paris. This one I love about calling it another Predator. This guy loves Predator missiles. So this one, to me, it has a lot of really long sight lines up the major streets, but then it also has like the cafes and the apartments that you can cut through that are super close quarters. So in this one, I actually like to use the new dual scope feature. So dual scope is an attachment, but to use it, you actually have to have the two attachments weapon proficiency, which balances out a little bit because it forces you to use up the proficiency just to get it. And what the dual scope is, we've shown it in single player before, but in multiplayer on the assault rifles, it's like an EOTech for close range, and then you can fold up a magnifying scope. But then there's actually a different style for SMG as well, which is actually two sights on top of each other, and the only thing that changes is which one you look at when you ADS. So you just hit like left on the D-pad, switch over to it, and you're good to go.
Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, as soon as we go back, this is a new gun, right? A new submachine gun?
Yeah, this is a new submachine gun, which is one of the better submachine guns in my opinion. And it has an awesome reload animation with pulling out the canister. But no, it's really lightweight, really fast use. Especially if you put reduced sway on this.
Oh yeah?
Oh, it's good. Oh, nice. So you see an extreme conditioning up there, which fans will notice was actually our sprinting related perk from Call of Duty 4. So we've reverted back in a lot of stuff that you'll notice of like looking at the perks from Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 and taking the best of the best.
Right.
So it's about adding in new ones that make sense, losing the ones that didn't, like Last Stand, like Commando, and then bringing back our favorite ones from Call of Duty 4 that fans really like, that balance it out a little bit better.
Now, all of the multiplayer maps, we should mention, are playable in Spec Ops. Is that right? I imagine that probably poses a bit of a challenge for the map design team, making sure that they're compatible in competitive and cooperative situations, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're designing a map, you're looking at, you're looking at sight lines, you're looking at cover points, you're looking at flow routes and hotspots for team deathmatch, but then you're also looking at, okay, is this a good objective map? Where are we going to put the flags? Where are we going to put the dom points? And that same mentality just carries over whenever you're designing for Spec Ops.
Okay.
Because Spec Ops, what you're really worrying about is, where are you going to put the armories? Are they easily defendable? Can you get there and not be dominated the entire time and balance it out that way? And then the rest of Spec Ops is just, you're constantly running around the map. You're always on the move in Spec Ops Survival. But yeah, we're going to have 16 multiplayer maps that come on the disc. Every single one of them is going to be in Spec Ops, which is great because when we start doing DLC, which we don't even start thinking about till the game's done, but when we do, that opens up a whole lot of possibilities of like taking new multiplayer content and also adding in new Spec Ops content at the same time.
So what's this map that we're having a look at right now?
This one is Underground. So it takes place in London in a tube station.
Seem to be rolling with
As you can see, that shotgun was a horrible choice for closer for long distance. He switched it up now. There you go. Whoever playing is a horrible player.
Now we see with Juiced that death streaks do make a return.
Death streaks make a return, yeah. They've been balanced a lot more, so that, some of the death streaks are much harder to obtain. They're for that player who's just getting stomped and needs a little help getting back in. They typically have a much less impact. So, for example, like Juice only lasts for a very short amount of time. Hollow Points only last for 1 kill. So it's really just giving them a slight chance to get back in the thing, but death streaks are never going to compete with a player who has a lot of skill. If you're a skilled player, death streaks aren't going to do anything. I love how he stabs a guy trying to find where the next tube station is. What a heartless bastard.
He's just trying to get to Victoria Station.
He's just like,
I don't know.
It's hard enough to figure out the tube system. Right. You're going to stab a guy for doing it.
I don't know. Do I take the circle line or I take the northern line? I don't know. I'm just looking at the map. Oh, I got stabbed.
Oh, drop shot. Drop shotting, which our hardcore guys will be happy to know is back because we don't have dive to probe.
Oh, yeah.
So.
All right, so here we go. We got to sort of the piece de resistance, the brand new game mode, Kill Confirm.
Yes. Kill Confirm, I'm extreme. This is one of my favorite modes now, replacing, when I would play Team Deathmatch because it adds a completely new strategy to it. So as you see, when you put a guy down, he drops dog tag. You have to collect that dog tag. You or one of your teammates has to collect it. to get a point for your team. So getting the kill doesn't matter if you're not confirming the kill. And now the enemy can actually pick up his friendly dog tags before you do and deny the kill.
Oh, okay.
So it forces you to either work as a team, and so say you want to snipe, if you don't have somebody out there running and gunning and getting those dog tags when you put them down, it doesn't mean anything. I also find myself as a running gunner, having like a guy that I run with, forcing me to play as a team because I want to be with him in case he goes down so I can strafe and deny the kill. So when me and him come into a firefight, I'm not just thinking about, okay, I need to kill this guy. I'm thinking, not only do I have to try to kill this guy, but I have to be conscious of where my teammate is and start thinking about strafing if he goes down.
Right.
Adds a complexity to the whole mindset of playing team deathmatch. I like that he shoots him and then knifes him in the neck.
You got to finish the job.
This guy is brutal.
He's taking kill confirmed to a whole new level.
You see the red dog tags?
Yep.
The red dog tags are friendly dog tags that you can deny. The gold ones are enemy dog tags that you need to collect. So you're noticing here, he's actually getting pelted by air support, and you notice how many hits it actually takes for air support. That shows a little bit of the balancing that we did, so air support's not so dominating.
Interesting.
Air support's all about being that support tool. When our trailer went online earlier today, I was seeing a lot of feedback on Twitter of people freaking out because they hear me say, it's back to gun on gun, it's focused on that, and this is showing off how we balance it out a lot. Nice. Oh, I thought he was gonna, but it was sheet metal. That was a good move. Just hide behind something other than sheet metal.
Other than sheet metal. Yeah. The Call of Duty series has been doing surface penetration for a long time. Sheet metal just isn't going to cut it.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since that technique works. So we should mention, and I apologize if you did mention this before, but you still get XP for kills, right?
Yeah. So in Kill Confirm, you get XP for putting them down, and you get XP for collecting the dog tag. Now, if your buddy gets the dog tag, you both get XP for it. So it incentivizes you to work as a team even more because you're both going to be rewarded. You're never stealing anything from your teammate, so you should never be shy about collecting dog tags of your friends.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think we covered quite a lot of features. Anything else? Any hidden surprises? Any 402 favorites that you want to mention?
There's so much stuff in the game. Some of my favorite stuff is the new gear we're adding, portable radar, the trophy system. So when I'm going into a plant a bomb, I can throw up the trophy system because as soon as you get on that bomb site, they're throwing grenades or trying to launch a tube. Trophy system helps balances that out because it's taking out the explosives in the air, gives you that few more seconds to plant. As a whole, we've completely rebalanced explosives. So claymores, frags, new tubes aren't nearly as powerful or plentiful as they ever were before.
Nice. All right, Robert, well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
We definitely covered a lot of features.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's how it's done. That's how it's done.